Sup YouTube, it's TCG here and welcome to another top 10 video on my channel. On my channel we talk about everything Pokemon TCG competitive related, so this will be the exact same thing here. We are gonna count down the top 10 best GX cards that we currently have. Also, this is just my opinion. If your opinion is different, that is definitely okay. Put your top 10 list in the comment section below. And also, if you enjoy the content, be sure to leave a like because you know I always appreciate it and it does help out the channel. Okay. Before we get into the list, we have some honorable mentions that I have to get out of the way because otherwise I will get a lot of complaints like you didn't include Tapu Bulu or Drampa or Espeon and more stuff like that. These are just honorable mentions. There could be more, put them in the comment section, but these are just the ones in my binder I could just immediately find. So why are they not included in the list? Because there are 10 cards that are way better than these. I know Tapu Bulu is seeing a bunch of play with Vikavolt, but it just didn't cut the list. Same goes for Drampa and Espeon. Espeon is seeing an increase in play thanks to Garbodor, but it is not the best. It isn't included in the top 10 best list. Solgaleo, huge HP, will maybe increase in play once the new Solgaleo GX gets released. I think it's in October. It got delayed like crazy. Also, you can barely see it, but Ho-Oh GX is here as well. It's the rainbow from the premium collection box, whatever. I don't even have regular Ho-Ohs. I'm sorry. Anyhow, Ho-Oh with Kiawe is still a great deck, but it fizzles out in the late game. Or if you whiff the Kiawe, you also don't end up in the top tables, or maybe go to day 2 with these decks. Silvally weak to fighting. What more can I say? It's a perfect GX card with memory, tool cards and stuff, but it didn't make the list thanks to the fighting weakness. Same goes for Drampa, although it brings consistency with Big Will GX. Righteous Edge is kind of neat as well. Next, Espeon GX is kind of seeing an increase in play because Boswell GX is weak to Psychic. That's why Espeon became a little bit better. But initially, Espeon GX is not that great. The only thing it's great for is hitting for weakness. And Solgaleo GX, well, with Solgaleo Prism and the new Solgaleo on the horizon, it might become better. Okay. Also, Forbidden Light is not officially out yet. Here we have the cards that I didn't include in the list. I did include one GX from the Forbidden Light set that we know is going to see a bunch of success. We've seen the results of Japan, so little spoiler for you guys that already know what I'm talking about. So these are not included in the list. Why is that? We haven't tested them yet. If they are tested and they prove themselves worthy, they might get included in the top 10 list. Naganadel with the Beast Box decks, it's definitely great with Beast Raid, dealing more damage depending on your Ultra Beast count. Greninja sniping till the break of dawn, and then we have Zygarde GX, which is invincible with his GX move together with Bonnie. Okay, these are not included in the list. Without further ado, let's go to the top 10 best GX cards of the Pokemon TCG. Okay, Glaceon is at number 10. Why is Glaceon at number 10? Well, there are way better GXs than this, but this comes with an action-packed ability, Freezing Gaze. With that, the opponent is not allowed, actually the abilities of the opponent's EX and GX are now shut down. They don't work anymore. No more Wonder Tag of Tapu Lele. No more trade of the Zoroark GX. No more Volcanion EX steaming up all day long. No, it doesn't work anymore. All GXs with abilities, even Gardevoir with Secret Spring, forget about it. All abilities are shut down. And you can get this on your first turn of the game because of the Eevee from the Sun and Moon base set, of course, with the Energy Evolution ability. With that, you can get Glaceon even on your second, or actually on your first turn, and the opponent will not be able to use Tapu Lele for the Bridget, etc. So Glaceon GX slides in at number 10. It's definitely a great GX because it can also make use of Aqua Patch. So people are pairing it with things like Zoroark and stuff, just to have yourself some energy, or actually some draw power, in order to discard a water energy, and boom, you can use Aqua Patch. It's definitely great. Frost Bullet dealing 90 damage and then 30 on one of the opponent's bench, and then of course his GX move, Polar Spare GX, dealing 50 damage for every damage counter the opponent already has on its active. So that is Glaceon for ya. It slides in at the number 10 spot. Number 9 is for Duskmane Necrozma. Duskmane Necrozma is kind of a neat Pokemon because initially when the set got revealed, the one from Ultra Prism, everybody was hyping up for this card. It did see a bunch of results already. It one-shots things like Zoroark, Golisopod, etc. So it's definitely a great Pokemon with things like Magnezone. You can power it up for days, and also Solgaleo Prism helps out Mount Coronet. So this was the initial package here with Ultra Prism. You got Ultra Prism box, you get Duskmane and Magnezone, poof, you got a deck. So it does work out. The Sun's Eclipse GX is nice if you're falling behind in prize cards, one-shotting anything in the format, which is definitely amazing. And then the Meteor Tempest you want to repeat using that attack. So definitely a great Pokemon here. Also 190 HP. It is an Ultra Beast, so the new cards, of course, like the Beast Ring will work on this Necrozma. So maybe it will get a little bit higher in the list that I'm gonna make maybe in a couple of months. But for now, it just slides in at number 9. Now to the number 8 spot, one of my favorite Pokemon ever, Gardevoir GX. I adore Gardevoir GX so much, and why is that? Well, because it has the bloodthirsty eyes, the old school effect of Lysander or Gust of Wind or whatever you want to call it. Nowadays it's Guzma, but you don't have to retreat with that ability. So you can, if you evolve into Lycanroc, poof, you can target something of the opponent's bench and put it on the active position. So amazing to use, and it also comes packed with Claw Slash, 110 damage, could get that up to a 130 with a strong energy. And why is Lycanroc so great? You can pair it with Boswell, you can pair it with Zoroark. It's almost in every top winning deck, Lycanroc, but it's just as a secondary attacker. It's not the best GX, but it comes with the amazing Dangerous Rogue GX, so that's why it slides in at the number 8 spot, because everybody is relying on the first turn Bridget, setting up their bench, and then you're saying, yes, now you powered up my Dangerous Rogue GX. Boom, for 2 attachments, you can deal a bazillion amount of damage, wipe the opponent from their, let's say, Zoroarks or whatever you want to just knock out in one shot. Although if you're attacking a Zoroark, you can also go for Claw Slash because it's weak to fighting, etc. So you can one-shot anything, even big threats like Metagross with a Choice Band. You can easily get those numbers because the opponent will always use their first turn Bridget and setup decks. So Lycanroc, the number 8 spot. Moving on, number 7, we go to Gardevoir GX. Gardevoir GX is a weird one, and it was the World Championships winning deck. Of course, they used the Gardevoir GX here with Secret Spring. A lot of people are playing this still. You can also pair it with, of course, the Gallade from Breakthrough, but that one will rotate very quickly. The good thing is, Gallade hits for weakness, and Gardevoir is just OP. Why is that? Secret Spring lets you attach a basic Fairy energy from your hand during your turn. This stacks, so if you have 2 Gardevoirs, you can stack more energies, and even DCE is equipped onto this Gardevoir because Infinite Force deals 30 damage for every energy attached to both active Pokemon. Let's say, oh no, I have myself, let's say, the Lycanroc from earlier, or maybe a better example would be a Buzzwole or something with 3 energies. Well, if you have a Gardevoir, that will be no problem at all, because if you attach a bunch of energies and a Choice Band, you one-shot anything because of that attack is just so powerful. Also, Twilight GX in the late phases of the game could be amazing because this deck usually wants to use Max Potion, healing off all the damage of the Gardevoir and then reattaching all the energies with the ability. You can use the Infinite Force as mentioned as the powerful attack, but you can also use Twilight GX to put 10 cards from your discard pile back into your deck. That is amazing recovery. It's even better than the one from the Decidueye. Decidueye is also maybe something I should have included in the list here, but I didn't include it, not even in the honorable mentions, because it fell down the wayside a little bit. Anyhow, this Gardevoir, 10 cards back in the deck is amazing against things like Garbodor with Trash Challenge, putting all your items back in the deck after you use them. Also, things like DCEs can get recovered thanks to that method. So, Gardevoir is an amazing Pokemon. You should never forget that, and that slides in at number 7. Number 6, Lucario, recently released in a collection box, but now available in the Forbidden Light set as a full art and a secret rare. So whatever version you pick up, Lucario is great. Why is that? Let me just stress this. You attach a strong energy, a Choice Band onto a Riolu, boom, you evolve the Riolu, and out of nowhere, you will be able to one-shot Tapu Lele GX. So that at itself is amazing. Also, it comes packed with the Cantankerous Beatdown GX. It is just like Tauros GX, but this is better. You're a fighting type, you hit for weakness. So for every damage counter on yourself, you deal 30 damage with that GX move. So let's say the opponent uses Righteous Beating or something. You have 12 damage counters. Well, then you do the math here. 12 times 30, that is 360 damage. And you can even go for super effective damage to go even overboard with this Lucario. It does need a DCE, so we see Lucario splash down with Zoroark, we see it with Boswell, we see it with Lycanroc. So Lucario is kind of recent, but it did prove itself to be a great GX throughout the tournaments. We've seen the results. So Lucario GX sliding in at the number 6 spot. It also has a second attack, but almost nobody uses that. It deals 130 damage though. Okay, moving on. Number 5, Golisopod GX, aka Tord Ratcliffe's favorite kind of deck to play with. So we have, of course, the Golisopod for a single energy. If you come from the bench, immediately 120 damage. So you can reset that method thanks to cards, of course, like Acerola if you have damage, and also Guzma are great supporters to just reuse that cycling effect. You can pair it with Garbodor with Garbotoxin. You can pair it, of course, with Zoroark, and this is gonna be one of the GXs that you should look out for because this one hits for weakness onto a lot of Pokemon. Zygarde GX I mentioned earlier, Greninja GX, Lucario GX. So grass is a relevant type in the format right now, and for a single attachment, this Golisopod is kind of good. Crossing Cut also can knock out things like Lele's or anything that has 180 HP with a Choice Band, so even Tapu Bulus you can one-shot. So Golisopod GX, don't sleep on this card, it's still very good. It has a decent amount of HP. For a single attachment you can deal 120 damage, so why not try this Golisopod out? It's definitely great still. Okay, now we're coming at the number 4 spot, and the number 4 spot goes to a new card. This is Ultra Necrozma GX, and this is definitely Ultra. Why is that? 190 HP, good to start off with. It's an Ultra Beast. Everything that works for Ultra Beast can work for this card. You can use the B-Strings, you can use, what else, the Space, the Ultra Space Stadium card to search it out. You can even include things like Malamar in your list to set up the Ultra Necrozma in no time. This is kind of like the Rayquaza electric deck all the way back like 5 years ago. I don't know how many years it's been. We're getting old. Oh no. Okay, Ultra Necrozma, its first attack, Photon Geyser, deals of course the 20 damage plus 80 more for each Psychic Energy you discard, but you have to discard all Psychic Energies regardless. So let's say you have 2 of these Psychic Energies attached to this amazing Pokemon, well then you are already dealing 180 damage flat. Wow, that is amazing. Just discarding 2 Psychic Energies. With Choice Band, of course, you hit the numbers perfectly with Choice Band. You need Choice Band, 210 damage for 2 discards. Wow, amazing. Then you can immediately reattach them, of course, with the Psychic Recharge of Malamar. And it also comes packed, of course, with a great GX move, Sky Scorching Light GX. If the total remaining prize cards is 6, so that if let's say you have 4 prize cards remaining, the opponent has 2 prize cards remaining. If the total amount is 6 or less, you can start using this GX move, and that deals, actually, it drops 6 damage counters on every of the opponent's Pokemon. So that could knock out Zoroark, that could knock out Ralts, that could knock out anything because its damage counter is not affected by weakness or resistance at all. So not even Mr. Mime could block that because it's damage counter. So 6 damage counters, nothing to sleep with here. You can just get your last prize cards if the opponent has still some weak basics left, or a GX that only has 60 HP remaining. You can snipe thanks to that. So Ultra Necrozma will prove itself worthy with Malamar, will be one of the top tier decks, the deck to beat actually. They also have more decks coming soon, but this from Forbidden Light, I could not resist including it here, of course, at the number 4 spot. Wow, Ultra Necrozma. It's just a proxy, as you can see. I still need to get myself one of these, but the booster box video is coming, as you all know. Anyhow, moving forward, we are gonna have the top 3. Number 3 goes to Gardevoir GX. Could be a little bit higher in the list because I haven't tested it out with B-String yet, but Gardevoir on itself is already powerful as it is. With a strong energy and a Regirock EX, aka that gets replaced by a Diancie Prism, you already deal 70 damage. And 70 damage for a single attachment while dealing 30 damage on the bench is amazing. Jet Punch is just so OP. You can knock out any weak basic. Even Grubbins nowadays get knocked out. Trubbish knocked out. Incase, Boof, get out of here. Anything that is weak, weak basic, saying 60 or 70 HP goes down immediately. You can use Brooklet Hill to get out your Diancie Prism. I don't have one, so I cannot showcase it. I did not make a proxy of that just yet. Because it's a Prism card, I think I will pull it in my booster box video. Okay, with a Choice Band, things are getting worse. With this shenanigans, let's say Diancie Prism is still on the bench, 70 becomes 100. 100 damage, and on a Zoroark that is of course 200 damage. If you have a Regirock EX or maybe another strong energy, you are dealing a bunch of damage for low energy cost. Also, Knuckle Impact 160, you cannot attack during the next turn, but we of course have a bunch of cards to overcome that. Of course we have Guzma, the most popular one here, and of course there's other shenanigans to just reset that. Maybe you can pick it up with an Acerola, but I wouldn't run Acerola in this type of variant. Guzma is way better, run 4 Guzmas, reset the effect, and boom, you're back. 160, as mentioned, with the strong energy is 180, with the Choice Band 210, with the Diancie Prism 230. Everything will go down with this amazing attack. If you have 2 strong energies, everything goes down. So the Knuckle Impact, an amazing move which you can start to recycle with Guzma. And of course, Absorption GX in the early game is amazing, dealing 40 damage for every prize card you have remaining. Things like Naganadel GX might just do some weird shenanigans where they use their GX move like Stinger GX and you only have 3 prize cards remaining. Well then that just sucks. But if you have 6 prize cards remaining, this is just amazing. Absorption GX will be able to deal 40 damage times 6, that's 240 damage with the damage damage modifiers like strong energy, Choice Band, and stuff. Everything will go down. So an amazing GX move, an amazing second move, and you can power out with B-String. What more could you want? This will tear up the format, I am saying it. Okay, why does it only slide in at number 3? Because there are still 2 more cards that I think are better. We have Zoroark GX. This is the king of consistency. First turn, of course, we are gonna use our amazing supporter, use Tapu Lele. Poof! We have supporters. Now we're gonna set up our bench with Zoroark. The turn after that, Evo Soda and stuff. Boom, you have a bunch of Zoroarks out. And why is Zoroark so great? You can use trade. And for every Zoroark, you can use trade. Discard 1 card from the hand, draw 2. Let's say you have 3 of them, you can draw 6 cards. That is just crazy to think about and still have access to your supporters. Also, it comes with Righteous Beating, an attack. That is just so crazy. For a single attachment, if your bench is full, 120. Wow, that is just crazy. It also pairs really well with things like Puzzle of Time, and you can get stuff back, or actually stuff from the deck on top of the deck with Bellow. You can rely on things like, of course, the Guzma targeting anything for 120 damage in the early phases of the game. With Choice Band it's 150, with a Kukui 170. You can use things like Lycanroc to pair with, Golisopod to pair with, Glaceon to pair with. Everything pairs well with Zoroark GX, so that's why it slides in at number 2. It's just so great. It also has a GX move. If you're presumably running Darkness, you can try Trickster GX, copying everything that you possibly want. You don't even need the necessary energies for that. Just copy an attack you prefer on the opponent's side of the field and use it as this attack. Great GX move, but the energy cost is a little bit awkward since we do always attach a DCE onto our Zoroark GX. So it pairs with almost anything, and I am not afraid to just say that Greninja with Zoroark will also work out. So this is just amazing. The good thing about Zoroark is, if you have multiples out, you're just trading through your deck, getting all the resources you want, and with things like Puzzle of Time, you can get every resource back. So amazing. You can pair it, as I mentioned, with a lot of Pokemon, and it is weak to fighting. I know that. Buzzwole is just beefing up here. They are just using Jet Punches and stuff. But the good news is we have tech cards. Tech cards is what makes Zoroark still great. Even though a Buzzwole with Bazillion Energy comes at you, Mew EX, and then boom, it's out of there. Just smack it away and you're done with it. So Zoroark still the best draw supporter in the entire franchise of the... I've never seen something so powerful. Let's say even in the finals at certain internationals, you just see Zoroark, they trade and win matches. So Zoroark slides in, of course, at my number 2. And to finish off the video, we are gonna have ourselves... Can you guess? Take a little guess. It ends with yeah, it's Tapu Lele. I'm not gonna spoil you, actually give little spoilers away because you already knew it. Tapu Lele, the best GX in the format. Why is that? Bench it, poof, you can search your deck for any supporter you want. This is just so good. I cannot stress enough how good this is. With Mystery Treasure, this will become even more searchable. So even early game, you just use Ultra Ball, get your Bridget if you need it. Late game, get your Guzma for the win, you need it. Get your Mellow with Zoroark to get your DCEs on top of the deck to trade, you can do it. Use Kukui extra 20 damage, you can do it. Tapu Lele is just so versatile. Get your Acerola when the time is right. Everything is possible here thanks to the search of Wonder Tag. When you bench it, you can search your deck for any supporter you want. And that is just so amazing. I definitely am still putting Tapu Lele on the front here. Even though people are playing less Tapu Lele, maybe in the Beast Bugs deck or in Buzzwole or whatever, I am still a big fan of Tapu Lele. It also comes packed with some power. No weakness at all, only 1 retreat cost, easily getting out of the active position, but it also comes packed with the GX move to heal 2 of your Pokemon completely up. If you run Psychic, could be the case, because of course the Dragon new deck, the Ultra Necrozma GX deck, we will run Tapu Lele with Psychic Energy, so you have the access to that GX move. And Energy Drive is just works in every deck for colorless energy. It deals 20 damage for every energy attached to both active Pokemon, kind of similar like Gardevoir, but a little bit powered down. It's a basic, it's just crazy good. So that was my list, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed their trip down to memory lane a little bit, and all the GX cards you've seen so far. Let me know what your favorite GX card of all is. Even though this is my top 10, I want to hear what you guys think about all the GX cards in the format. Anyhow, have a fantastic rest of your day, and if you enjoyed the video, please share it around with friends and give it a little like. I always appreciate it, and I will see you guys soon enough in another Pokemon TCG video. I'm out. Peace.